Hello, What's Online Alerts here, and it's a particularly dull day on site, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about a particularly dull subject, health and safety when you're dealing with hotlime. Now, this, in retrospect, this probably should have been his first video, as this is the most important thing, but hindsight's a beautiful thing and all that. So, as anyone who works in construction will tell you, it's a particularly dangerous and hazardous environment anyway. Sometimes you'll find yourself in a situation that you probably shouldn't be in, but accidents do happen. It's about knowing what to do when you're in that situation. So what we're dealing with here is powdered quicklime. Now, there are many misconceptions that come off of that to do with its volatility, for example. But if you're careful and you're cautious and you do perhaps find yourself in a situation that's an accident, it's about knowing what to do in that situation. They're not particularly any different than when you're dealing with a sand and cement or something like that. They're both hazardous in the same areas. One's just ever so slightly more hazardous, but if you know what to do, you'll be fine. So let's have a little look at the type of PPE that you're going to need. One thing to say is, I bought a pair of glasses from B&Q, a pair of decent gloves, and a face mask. This cost me under £7. So for me personally, for us, our team, when we're doing mixers, we're doing it every day. So we have big face fit type equipment, but that costs quite a bit of money, and there's no particular point buying that if you're doing a one-off mix. This stuff will be adequate for small mixing batches, and like I said, you can get it for under £7. So first thing we're going to look at is glasses. The first thing we're going to look at is what to do if you find yourself in a situation where your skin has come into contact with free lime. Now, free lime reacts with water, with H2O. So the misconception about how hazardous it is to your skin and your body and your person comes from, in this example, my hand. If I had an open wound or a cut or a wickalow, for those from Sheffield, then that's an area that's got moisture in it, it's got blood, so it's going to react very poorly, very well. And the thing to take into consideration is, when you've got your gloves on, your glasses and your mask, it should never come into contact with a part of your body that's exposed to that moisture. You think about your eyes, they're all pretty much water, so if you mix the water with the lime, as I'll show you in a minute, you can imagine what's going to happen. But the first thing to show you is, if I've got an area of skin like my hand here and I expose it to this, there are many misconceptions about how volatile it is, and I'm not saying this is good, and I'm not saying that this is something to do, I'm just showing you what to do if you end up in this situation. So if I poke my big finger in like this and I end up with a decent amount of lime on my finger like so, I've got no exposed cuts, I've got no particular moisture in this area, it's not reacting, it's not burning, it's not irritating. I'm not saying this is good, this isn't a preferable situation to be in, it's not going to be good if you got allergies and things like that, but my hand isn't burning off like the blood from Alien. So the thing to do, if you do find yourself in this situation where it's become into contact with something that's not majority moisture, is to simply clean it like you would with sand and cement or any other bonding agent. So take a good splashing of water and really make sure that you clean that lime off, making sure to use so much water that it's not going to slake the lime, and we'll show you that in a minute so you can understand the potential dangers of dealing with it. But 99.9% of the time we're going to be wearing PPE, so that's not going to be an issue. That's just showing you what to do if you do happen to find yourself in that situation. If you do find yourself in a situation where it's come into contact with something particularly moisture heavy, like a bad cut or your eye or something like that, then you need to seek sort of proper medical assistance. You can buy little saline solutions to wash your eyes out, they're always handy to have, but again, it's sort of seek some proper help. So glasses, obviously very important, as we've just spoken about with the eyes, because obviously your eyes are majority moisture, so it's very important to ensure we don't get anything in them. Oh, yeah. Comes with a bit of free cling film. So, glasses on. Then obviously we're going to do face mask. Obviously when we're mixing things, like when you're mixing sand and cement or anything else like that, obviously there's little dust particles. And those particles, by nature of being a bonding agent, set. And if there's one place you don't want them to set, it's inside your lungs. So this is very important. And again, these cost literally a couple of quid. So let's hope you can hear with me this mask. Right. So we've got his glasses and his mask on. And then we're going to pop his gloves on. Oh, what a lovely design. So, long sleeves as well there is quite important. Bit of a pain in summer. But like I say again, if you have a particularly bad cut or something on your arm like that, and you know, get a great deal of lime powder in it, the reaction that's going to take place in a minute is what's going to happen on that cut. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So long sleeve, long trousers, gloves, glasses, goggles. Pretty basic stuff. I haven't done anything outside of washing it off to show you. We haven't done anything outside of the normal health and safety parameters of what we do for mixing sand and cement. What I'm going to do now is show you what happens when you mix quicklime with water, so you can see how bad the potential things that can come off of it are. But again, be careful, wear your glasses, wear your health and safety. You should never find yourself in this situation. What I'm going to do is dump a load of free lime in here, which I can do now because I'm wearing all of my correct safety apparatus. As you can see, it's just a normal powder in there, like a cement or something like that. But what happens when I start to add water, like so, let's get the camera up. As you can see, we're starting to experience slaking. Now, as you can imagine, that'd be quite terrible if it was your eyeball. That is an exothermic reaction that's taking place when water meets free lime. It's part of what's called the lime cycle. The lime cycle is a piece of stone, a piece of lime coming out of the ground, adding heat, coming in its powder form that we've just shown you, and then when we add water it turns back to a stone. So stone, heat, water, heat, stone. Simple process. But you can see how throwing an eyeball in that equation might not be beneficial. And there we go. And you can see how really quite hot that's getting and how unpleasant that would be on your skin. Now I'm not going to use that for anything, I'm going to throw it away. This is just for educational purposes to try and illustrate the point. But point stands. Wear your PPE. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.